Welcome to the Published Plot. I'm Nate.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Mike.
Today we're here with another fun Saintly Companion game show.
Yes, and this time I'm hosting, because we discussed earlier after a set that Nate is tired of always having to be the host because he wants to answer some. And I stated that the only reason I was not the host was I give the majority of the female saint answers that are not Mary. And therefore, I wanted to make sure that, the ladies were represented as well, which is why I've made it so the ladies will be represented based on these questions.
It was not so much that I was tired of doing it. It was more that I assumed that at some point in time somebody would just steal it from me and then surprise me with a game show.
Surprise! It's a game show. Anyway. Yep.
Now, have you devised the rules in such a way that I can't just keep picking Blessed Carlo for everything?
I have to devise the rules in such a way that either you will get bonus points for always suggesting it, or negative points. And I'm not going to tell you till the end. So, for this set of Saintly Companions, we're going to spend our time on various weekends we might have.
With Bernie?
Well, on one hand, every single saint is dead, unless you're counting angels who are, like in that weird state where because they were never had a body, they're not dead, but, still alive. So, we probably won't be moving their bodies around. I mean, I suppose if you want to do something really weird with one of the incorruptible saints, that's between you and your confessor.
Well, we're really big fans of moving their bodies around. A finger over here, the heart over here, maybe, Cathedral can have the head.
But, no, we're doing normal weekend activities, just with saints.
Awesome.
So, the first weekend activity, you are in charge of helping to work a retreat. It's, of course, going to be the world's best retreat because you can pick saints for your people that are going to do the talks. All right, you get 3 different talks. First talk, you need a member of clergy. You can be wacky and pick one of those, sub-minor orders that we no longer have anymore, but, normal clergy. Mm-hmm. Number 2, you need someone connected with a female religious order. So it could be a nun, it could be a religious sister, it could be one of those people that everyone thinks was a nun because they were a 3rd degree and they were, all their pictures are with their habit because their husband died and they just wouldn't live with them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the third one is a complete wild card, any saint you want. What is the theme and who are your saints?
So the theme of the overall retreat?
Yes, the retreat.
Okay, I don't have to devise 3 different talks.
No.
Okay.
I mean, we've all, helped put on retreats where it's like, okay, today we're talking about God's mercy. Give a talk about mercy. Now we're talking about new life because we put someone in who talks about how they help, former drug dealers change their life around. So that's what we made the theme.
You do tough ones. My goodness.
Oh, like yours weren't tough. What saint perfectly embodies Comic-Con and what costume would they wear?
Easy, Blessed Carlo.
Spider-Man.
You're at the heavenly banquet. Discuss amongst yourself.
You enjoyed him.
Yes. So your problem is, he already knows he's going to put Carlo in somewhere. You don't know what your saint or saint is that's going to get thrown in every episode.
Is it going to be a bonus or is it going to be a punishment? We'll find out.
You're like, I'm going to name everything after Saint Nathaniel for unknown reasons.
The positive form of Nathanism.
He liked fig trees.
But Jesus did not, so...
Who was the one who was it St. Francis who did the whole getting rid of all of his clothes in the middle of the city square?
Yep.
Yes, I have clothes belong to his father.
I have no father but God now.
Yep.
And his father, his human father, was a clothier, a Francophile clothier, which is why he called his son Frenchie.
Which I suppose meant
wild card, the naked St. Francis. He's gonna
no.
It's gonna be like the end of Austin Powers. He's gonna preach everything, holding a book in front of him. The Wolf of Gubbio, strategically placed.
Woodland creatures randomly cover of it. You're there. Listen, according to Michelangelo, everyone in heaven is naked until the Pope made him draw some little cloths over people.
Well, it makes sense. Adam and Eve were naked in the garden until they sinned. It is totally plausible that in the world to come, we'll be naked.
Although, as we will be
That's
like
not how
Jesus,
I picture us at the Lake of Pier, but...
I don't think it'll be
glowing, so you won't notice.
I think it will be not that we're so much naked, but that whether or not we're clothed is irrelevant.
Well, that will certainly be true.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Less of a you are not clothed, and
Well,
more of a.
Well, we're also told that everyone there is wearing a white robe.
Yeah.
Is that a literal white robe, or is that simply how John processed the information because he was having a mind-blowing vision?
That's fair.
All right, so you ready to go? Ish, you've gone before, so let's
I
go.
am ready to go.
All right.
I am also ready to go.
Okay.
So, the theme of this retreat is how to be a saint.
I think they'd all be an expert on that.
That's my thought exactly. So, for my cleric, I am going with a deacon.
Oh, okay.
One of the 7 deacons of Rome, St. Lawrence. He will also be preparing the food.
Are we having barbecue?
We will be having barbecue. You can't invite St. Lawrence and not have barbecue.
I don't know. For all I know, he's now like, you know what? I'm vegan now.
After the things I've seen.
Although I did smell delicious.
So St. Lawrence is going to be our clerical speaker and our retreat chef. It's going to be one of those retreats where you eat well, not one of those retreats where you're on bread and water. Mm-hmm. Our representative from Women Religious is going to be Saint Scholastica. Principally because she was so holy that she could out-holy Saint Benedict. Saint Benedict wanted to go home. She prayed to God. God prevented Benedict from going home. Scholastica. She knew how to be a saint. And then my wild card, in this case, I don't know if it's going to be a bonus or a detriment wild card, is a saint for our times, the soon-to-be formally canonized Blessed Carlo Acutis, who can tell us how to be a saint in an era of computers and mass communications.
So, is this retreat being held somewhere where there's a Pokestop?
Yes, there will be several Pokestops.
All right, so, on to you.
All right.
Who are you having, and what is your retreat about?
I apologize. I may have cheated. I don't know if it counted as cheating or not, but I totally changed
He's
most.
cheating!
I totally changed most of my answers while he was talking.
That is the advantage of going second.
Yeah.
Mostly because it occurred to me I wasn't entirely certain that how well my first choices fit into the roles that I had picked for them.
Nate
We must remember, Nate is a convert. He's only been a Catholic for 20-some years now. Just about 20.
and he's at a double disadvantage because he's never played before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's one thing to host.
So my theme is relying on the Lord.
Okay.
My clerical speaker is going to be Saint Benedict.
Okay.
Mine is better.
Probably.
Well, I'm just saying, Saint Scholastica, manifestly holier than Saint Benedict.
But his order off.
It was one-off discussion at the end of her life.
but his order offered to sponsor a great deal of the retreat, and letting him do a talk was kind of sort of the trade-off.
I mean, they were going to work and pray.
and Scholastica was herself a Benedictine. So,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Good work.
My woman speaker, or as I referred to it as my nunnish talk, we're going with Saint Teresa.
Which one?
Could
you be more specific? Could you be more specific?
Of Calcutta.
Oh, okay.
Because basically, she said, I think they need somebody to do this job, and somebody said, so go do it. And the person she's talking to said, so go do it. And she didn't really have a whole lot to go with, so she just kind of had to trust in the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I believe she was on a train ride, and the person who said to go do it was the Lord in her story of the call within the call. So,
Yeah, you know.
But still, she had to leave her cloister, go out onto
She had
the
to
streets.
give up everything that she had, and she had to go and make what she needed in order to make it work.
She didn't have a plan. Just the missionaries of charity just grew up.
Yes, I do like the fact that their habits are based on, essentially, these were the ends of material. So we're making saris because we're in India, and we're taking the remnants and they'll sell us cheap.
And the Missionaries of Charity will be providing a hospitality suite. Not the usual sort of hospitality suite, but hospitality is what they do. So,
will they also be providing one parking spot in New York City?
yes, but it's already been claimed.
Well, it's a miraculous parking spot. It's there whenever you need it.
Yep. And your third choice.
Your wild
from
card.
my wild card speaker, it's going to be Saint Nacho, who's going to come in and discuss, relying on the Lord and pre-canonization.
All right. For those
As his pre-canonization involves canonization.
Yes. For people who have not been watching us for 8 years, I say
Saint Nacho is
First of all-
Saint Ignatius of Loyola.
First of all, what have you been doing?
Just watch the backlog. Just keep playing it. But yes, it's Saint Ignatius.
Just have an extra little tablet set up somewhere where it's plugged in and won't run out of juice, and just click play and just let it keep running.
It's been known to prompt conversions.
Yes, but yes, Saint Nacho, one of the few saints who was canonized
Before he was
dead.
canonized.
Canonized with 2 N's before it was canonized with 1.
All right.
Nice. And,
Good choices.
to this day, people still go on Ignatian retreats. So an excellent retreat speaker.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. For our next weekend, we are going to take between 3 and 6 saintly companions with us as we visit a museum that is somewhat local. You can do something in Michigan that's like a day trip, or you could go out to somewhere in the Midwest. Except for, of course, Ohio, because we can't take saints to Ohio. They're already saints that can't go to hell.
But that place needs to be sanctified.
So, who are you taking, and what type of museum are you going to? You don't have to name the exact museum, but, you already picked St. Carlo, so it's like, are you now going to the Science Museum with him again?
Well, again, I know that sometimes he's the benefits, so it's like, should I pick him every time? I have up to 6 saints this time.
Yes. And if there's, like, a set museum you want to go to with them, that is fine. I figured we'd do local, so that way you aren't like, I'm taking all the French saints to the Louvre.
Yeah.
Or I'm taking all the Asian and African saints to the museum in England that has all their stuff.
I'm going to take Noah to the Ark Experience.
It's going to be like, wrong.
What even is this?
Why are there dinosaurs? That was millennia before me.
All right. Okay. The only downside of ruling out Ohio is the Football Hall of Fame is there, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is there.
Yes.
Now, except for that, I'm a fan of excluding Ohio from all things.
I'm a little disappointed on the No Ohio
stuff in Cleveland, but on the other hand, I'm like, no,
they're
saints.
I was thinking about taking
They've already gone through purgatory.
I was thinking about taking everyone to the Air Force Museum.
See, I'm a little disappointed about No Ohio because Wright Pat, Aviation Museum is there, and that would.
Of course, you can always argue that's federal land. All right.
No, I will play strictly by the rules.
Yes. Yes, this is one of those ones where it's like, on one hand, I wish I was playing and I had studied up on saints more.
Yeah, because...
Well, more because, like, I know, various things in various museums, and I'm like, what would these saints feel about it? Which I don't want to, change your answers. So maybe afterwards I'll be like, and here's my one question. All right, so I'll let you go first.
All right, so
wait, hang on. Let me poise to change my answers.
You don't even have a pen in your hand. Okay.
All right, so for my museum, we're going to go visit the Yankee Air Force Museum, located in Ypsilanti, Michigan.
An excellent museum.
Yep. And I figured I would take along with me St. Joseph of Cupertino, St. Padre Pio, St. Teresa of Avila, and St. Mary of Jesus Crucified.
I don't know her.
They are all known for having had moments of levitation.
Boom.
So you took a bunch of people to a museum of airplanes because they don't need them.
Yep.
Hey,
That is exactly why I took them.
hey, I can walk. It doesn't mean I don't still appreciate automobiles.
I have a car. I still go to the auto show every once in a while.
I still go to the Henry Ford.
Ooh, Henry Ford would have been a good museum choice.
Because then we can look at the McDonald's toys of our childhood and be upset that our moms threw them out.
As we are.
As we should be.
Also, why are the McDonald's toys of our childhood in a museum? I know technically we're old enough for that, but still.
Because in America, that is what we have. That's what we have instead of culture.
Because the
I
McDonald's...
mean, the museum also has the bus from Rosa Parks and the car from Kennedy.
So we have both the sublime and the absurd. It's very American.
All right, so who are your choices, and what type or museum are you going to?
I am going to a museum of science and industry. Not one specific one. There's a great one in Chicago. There's the Henry Ford in Dearborn. But just a museum. There's a good museum, science museum in Indianapolis. Mm-hmm. But just a science museum.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm going to take with me Saint Hildegard von Bingen, who was a scientist of her era. Mm-hmm. Again, we don't recognize most of it today as... It's not up to date, but she was doing the best she can with what she had.
Yep.
She would appreciate it. Saint Albertus Magnus, who, as a polymath, was good at everything, including the science of his day. Mm-hmm. And Blessed Nicolas Steno, who made great strides in both anatomy and invented modern geology. He invented the science of stratigraphy, studying the different layers of soil.
No.
So those are the saints that I am going to take to the Science Museum.
Yeah, see, when I was writing this, I'm like, would Blessed Nicholas go to the Chicago Field Museum to see Sue, the dinosaur?
Yeah, he totally would.
Or would the martyrs of the Cristo Rey movement have very strong opinions on the murals in the DIA?
Mm-hmm. Why do you have commie murals up here? They would not be pleased.
No.
Such a union town too. It feels contraindicated.
I mean, his art is very good, but being from the area where it's like we had a war because they wanted to do all this stuff, and they're like, and in addition, we're getting rid of organized religion.
Like, who do the what now? Priests can only go outside wearing clerics.
I mean...
No, it would be interesting to take Blessed Miguel Pro there.
Yeah.
What do you think of this? Rivera.
Or inversely, take Joan of Arc to their hallway of armor and be like, pick out your favorite outfit.
Yeah!
Which one's your favorite and why?
Because we haven't all done that with the hallway of armor and the DIA.
No, but it's Joan, so she wouldn't pick out her favorite. She'd just walk around until God told her which one.
Mm-hmm. There'd be like a light beam.
And she'd be right.
Yep.
I wish I was wearing my Joan of Arc shirt.
Oh.
I didn't know!
No. All right, so for our last one, for some unknown reason, because none of us are the type who would normally do this, we're doing a game of mixed doubles pickleball, where it's a team that's a guy and a girl.
Welcome to the villages!
Against another guy and a girl.
Okay.
So, who's your partner and who are you playing against?
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
I mean, we've gone on a trip. We've learned how to become a saint and rely on God. Clearly, we need to relax by playing a sport that is either super competitive or you can do with a drink in one hand. It depends. And seems to be on the tennis family, so I probably stink at because I do not do tennis well.
Those are not mutually exclusive.
All right, so we're, for some unknown reason, playing Heavenly Pickleball.
Because it sounds fun.
Mike, who's on your team and who are you playing against?
So, my partner is going to be Blessed Chiara Luce Badano.
She did like sports and stuff.
She was fairly athletic, hopefully to make up for me.
Okay.
Although, they're saints, so maybe they'd be charitable. Although, I expect us to be thoroughly destroyed by opposition, because I have picked the athlete of all athletes, blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati, the mountain climber, soon to be sainted, but for now still blessed. I know, it's just the irony. He like this tremendous athlete who then died of tuberculosis. And his partner, Saint Joan of Arc.
I mean,
that is a tough opposition for you. I mean, those two people are physically fit. We're physically fit in their lives.
I was looking for another Italian, but they're all fasty. Like Catherine of Siena, she's a bag of bones.
I mean, it might be a slight negative because Saint Joan never actually fought. She carried the banner, but she wasn't used to slashing with the sword, so she probably doesn't have the pickleball moves down.
Well, so, she can balance me out, and then the Italians balance each other out, so this actually should be a pretty good game. Meanwhile, St. Lawrence will be preparing snacks for later. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, St. Lawrence, but just...
I have to imagine that all the saints have a great sense of humor.
They totally
given
do.
what we've made them, in charge of.
He did in life. Yeah, St. Apollonia being in charge of dentistry. Yes. Yes. The church has a tremendous sense of humor.
St. Anthony's like, I didn't even find lost things in my life.
No, I feel so bad for him. He's a doctor of the church! And all we go to him for is, where are my keys?
Which we do in a silly rhyme that, sounds like a 5-year-old would do. He should stop giving us our keys, though!
Well, but he is a saint. He's a really good guy.
Speaking of funny rhymes, my teammate, St. Francis Xavier, a.k.a. Mother Cabrini.
Boom! Yeah!
She may not be the most athletic
but she's feisty.
of all the saints, but she was feisty, and she was determined.
Tenacious.
The things that she accomplished through the power of the Holy Spirit, certainly. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, they give her an impossible task, and she just said, "Okay, me and Jesus, we're going to figure out a way to make this happen."
Grace builds on nature, absolutely.
I mean,
it wasn't like I can't do that. That can't be done. That's impossible. It's just like, all right, Jesus.
Me and Jesus are an overwhelming majority. Here we go.
I feel like being a little Italian lady in New York City back in the days when it was,
Italian-American lady, but yes.
You were a second-class citizen. Well, she
was an immigrant.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She became an American citizen, but she's totally Italian.
Okay.
So she started out in the tenements where it's like, we put 20 people in this room because we can. So, feisty.
Yeah.
All right, so who are you playing against?
Well, so the team I'm playing against, they also were not known for their athleticism. However, I think they're going to have a synchronicity that is going to put me and Mother Cabrini at a little bit of a disadvantage. We're playing against the Martins.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, they're gonna be totally in sync.
Yeah.
Very nice. Louis and Zélie Martin.
The saintly couple that brought us such hits as Saint Teresa of Lisieux.
I now want to know, is their dog now the ball dog? Because occasionally, at sports, they have a dog that's charged with grabbing the balls when they roll off. I
don't know if it's been asked to, but I'm sure it will.
No, we're gonna have Saint Tarcisius do that. Once he gets something, he's tenacious.
But yeah, that's my game right there.
I like it.
Me and Mother Cabrini versus the Martins. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
All right. So, those are a lot of interesting choices.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest. I want to give you a lot of credit. I want to affirm you. Yeah. I have never before associated the Saints with pickleball.
These were good choices.
Well done.
The only one you didn't pick as far as a weekend activity that I was really hoping for was a trip to the beach. Because had there been a trip to the beach, I was going to choose Saint Bernard.
You're not going to pick all saints who died by sack and sea?
No, Saint Bernard. Because it's a weekend with Bernie.
Hey! No, so you could do Saint Bernard, Saint Bernadette, Saint Bernardino of Siena, all Bernies.
I don't know. I've seen
Lazarus.
She told me I couldn't do a weekend at Bernie's, but she didn't say I couldn't do a weekend with Bernie's.
I don't know. You just say a beach, and I'm just imagining the filler arc of an anime where it's like, this is a zero-sum game where they just call the swimsuit edition of it.
Yep.
Let's see. Be like St. Elmo, St. Nicolas, all the sea saints.
All right.
Ooh, St. Elmo.
So, those are saints to do various weekend activities with. Comment below with who you would take to the various events. Remember, we have a retreat weekend, a trip to a museum, and playing pickleball.
And what would your retreat theme be?
Yep. Jesus, God, Bible.
God, Jesus, Bible, here we go!
Which I'm glad no one for the wild card went, I'm inviting God. He's a saint. He's in heaven.
What's this talking about? Life, the universe, everything.
What's this talking about? It doesn't matter. He's allowed to talk about whatever he wants.
His will be done.
All right. So,
Go down below. Do all the commenting, hit the like and the subscribe and the bell. And until next time, remember, live your faith.
Love your faith.
Share that love.